All right, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today is the day we are finally at the Audrain concourse. And before we walk over there, there's something interesting in front of me. This Alfa Romeo that I thought was a GTAM, but it just has a body kit. I mean, regardless, it still looks cool though. I like it. A note to myself, if I ever do come back here, I get here a little bit earlier because I think we're here an hour before it starts. Parking is a mess. Just gotta figure something out for next time. I mean, could be worse. I think we're a block or two away, so it's not too bad. But this year seems like it should be insane. Probably the best year it's ever been. A couple of my friends are there right now, and they posted some photos, and there's a bunch of GT40s there. So that should be pretty insane. We're gonna hurry up, run in there, and see what's all inside. All right, so immediately walking in, you see all the Aston Martins. This is called the Valhalla or something, I don't remember. The first time I saw this one, yeah, there you go, Valhalla. First time I saw this one was at Miller Legends. But gonna glance over that and go over to this Cadillac over here I haven't seen. Yeah, sure is that weird Cadillac, I don't know. It's like some off-road SUV thing, sedan thing with glowing doors. I don't know. There is a ZR1X, and yesterday I thought the green one was just a ZR1, but it's a ZR1X, and it looks like they have the concepts over there too. The new Corvette concepts that they just came out with, but yep. First time here, so we'll see how today goes. Dude, oh, that is just insane. This was the last thing I thought I'd see here today. So I think that's the electric one, and that's the gasoline one, or that's the street car and the race car. I don't remember. One of the two. Dude, yeah, I definitely think that's the race car one. Well, obviously, it's just insane looking. We'll go take a closer look once I'm done getting videos. So now that it's calmed down a little bit, just look at the details on this thing. It's crazy. I never ever looked that you could see the wheel right there. I never thought I'd see this thing or that, just to see them here together. If this thing will friggin' focus. Come on. There we go. It's crazy. Just look at this one too. Gorgeous. I mean, if at some point in the future the Corvette does end up looking like that would be crazy. GM doesn't really seem to do crazy stuff anymore. I mean, the new C8, that was pretty radical. But I mean, as far as anything else, not so much. So we're just making our way to the show field. I don't really have any, other than the GT40s I saw, I don't really have any hopes of crazy stuff in here. But I mean, I don't know. I think this concourse is just more old stuff, whereas like Greenwich concourse is kind of like a mixture of different things. But so there's this Zagato class this year, from what Sam was telling me. I don't know what to expect Zagato wise, but they took off the covers on some of the GTs. That is crazy. I mean, up until this point, I'd only seen one Ford GT road car, because the rest have been race cars, but just seeing this now, lost for words. I wonder what colors these are going to be. Well, I mean, that one's white, but I wonder. So I think we'll come back to these once they're all uncovered, because I want to get one crazy shot. Just taking a look around, there's I think that's a Cobra, I don't know. I think there's a TDF over there. There was a car I wanted to look for. So the GTD, or there are two GTDs over there, and the Mark IV from yesterday are over there. So if I didn't get to see it yesterday, at least I would have seen it today. I don't know where to start. Oh, the Monaco Countach pace car is over there. So let's go take a look at that. There it is, the Monaco pace car. I think the last time I saw this was at Curated, but just seeing a Countach with police lights on the top. It's crazy, insane. That's really cool. We still got a lot of stuff like there's some Californias over there. Something I do want to mention is I wish that this fence wasn't here, because look at this view. Just look at how beautiful that is. Oh, the sun's killing me. And then look at oh dude, this is crazy. Oh, listen to the sounds down there. I wonder if I can find a way to get down there to look around, because the scenery is just insane. Like, this is almost as cool as the bridge in terms of locations. Would have been better without the fence, but I guess that's just for regulatory BS. I think the last time I don't remember the last time I saw one of these. I mean, who cares? Silver roof. So, I mean, a lot of you may or may not know this is Peter Calico's. He's got an insane collection of cars, and he's obsessed with silver roofs. I mean, that does look good. I can't blame him. So this isn't the only one. There's one over there I was talking about, the gold one, and that is the same color as the one that was in Illinois. Sorry, not as there was a 275 in Illinois, and it was the same color. Man, just look at how gorgeous that car is. Can't believe this car and that one, 20 million combined. Just insane. So there's one more car yet to be uncovered. Then we'll go over there and get a picture of all of them in a row. I hope that guy closes the clamshell, but I mean, can't really do anything about it. I'm not gonna wait for him to close it, so. All right, I am absolutely speechless. So I mentioned I'd seen 2 road cars before. I saw that one at Greenwich Concourse and that one right there at the parking garage yesterday. But I had no idea, zero idea, that there was going to be more than one of these things here today. At all. What to say? Glad I came this year, because previous years have not been good. I mean, if you like old cars, then sure, but I mean, so there are certain old cars that I do like the California over there. It depends. I mean, if it's like a Charger, Challenger, or like an old muscle car, I don't really care. I mean, it's a different story if it was something I owned, but as far as to drive for an event, just to see those stuff, not really interested. So we're moving on from over there. We're going to the Zagato section. The flags they put in the ground, it looks like there's 2 more Zagatos coming along the way, I think. So you have an Aston Martin Zagato, Lamborghini Zagato, and a Alfa Romeo. I'll put title cards under each of these cars for what they are, because I know if I try and remember, I'm just going to butcher it. But this is gorgeous. I think there's one of 2 of these. I don't know how many of these they made. Couldn't have been much. Same thing with that. I mean, from what I remember, obviously, if I get anything wrong, I'll correct myself. But I saw this thing get unloaded on someone's Instagram a couple days ago, and it's in disbelief. Didn't ever think I'd get to see one of those, but that's something I'm probably going to say a lot today. Like I said, we saw this car and this car yesterday, at least. That GTD at the end we didn't see, but I mean, it's pretty much just that car without stripes or any color. I don't even think the calipers aren't even red. It's just white. But I already covered these in either the video before this or after this. I don't know exactly how I'm going to structure it, so you can just see it then. I guess we're just going to walk around some more. I don't really know what else to expect or how much longer we'll be here, because the next stop after this is the Drain Museum. After that's Newport, and then we got some other things scheduled for today as far as car stuff to do. That's pretty much it for this, unless anything else shows up. Or the Drain next. Now, something I do want to mention, I think I mentioned last video, was the gathering. Now, I screwed up, didn't come here Friday, and that's when all the hypercars and supercars were at another mansion. And that happened on a Friday. I'm like, I'm not driving up Friday. If this is anything like Greenwich Concourse, then this stuff's going to be at the Concourse event probably. Well, no. Mr. Black Enzo, Mr. Veyron, Mr. Mistral. I hope the Mistral comes out today. Maybe we might see it, but probably not. So, unless I see anything else, we're going to the Audrain Automotive Museum next. So we made a little detour before the Audrain, because they don't open until 10, the Audrain Museum. So we're over where we saw the green ZR1 yesterday. We saw in someone's story that there might be an orange one in here in the hotel next door. So that's what we're going to go see. I think this is a ZR1X as well. I don't know. We just got to look and see. Also, a side note, look at how small the roof is. Oh, there we go. There it is right there. This was probably here yesterday, but I don't know. I mean, once you've seen one, you've seen them all, I guess. But it's cool. Number 3. Sam still has not seen a normal ZR1, but guess who has? I have. So, I don't know. ZR1X. Hopefully, we can kill some more time, or maybe I'll take a nap before we go to the Audrain. But if we see anything else, obviously, I'll put it in. We have finally arrived here at the Audrain Museum with the Porsche exhibit. Just crazy. It was a lot crazier than I thought it would be. Last time I was here, the exhibit was a little bit different because I switch it up every couple months. Boy, I don't want to talk more about that because it was cool, but without further ado, here's the Porsche exhibit. So we have a GT3 Cup, a 924, but the really cool stuff is over there, over here. I think this is like a race yellow or speed yellow GT2 RS. I'm sure it'll say it on this plaque. What color is it? Of course it doesn't say. It's probably speed yellow, which the guy who owns the Audrain and like all those collection of stuff loves yellow. It seems like his Chiron, his 918 GT2 RS, his 911R is yellow. In speed yellow. Yeah, it's insane. Like most of the cars in here are yellow. I know some of these aren't his, but at least I know the ones that are yellow are his. Never seen a 911R in yellow. I'm starting to see more and more PTS ones pop up other than just the white, which is pretty cool. My favorite one I've seen so far was at the bridge, and that was a good spec, other than the black wheels. We have the 918 with the Bisoc package in speed yellow, with all the accents, the GT2 RS. There's a 911 GT3 Touring, and Viola something, the tan interior. Don't know exactly what, well, it's a 911 Carrera. We get over here, and probably my favorite car is the Carrera GT. I mean, you have a GT4 RS, GT3 RS, another 3 RS, another 3 RS with the wing out, another 3 RS race car. Now, this thing caught my eye over here. I don't exactly know what this is. I mean, it says it right there on the plaque. I'm sure I should have known what this is before I came here, but I don't know. Just dealing with a little bit of brain fog from running on no sleep. But you know how that goes. What color is this? This isn't speed yellow, is it?
Faience yellow.
Faience yellow, but the ones over there were speed yellow.
Racing.
Okay, so that's Faience yellow.
Racing.
Yellow. So all the yellow 911s over there, or yellow Porsches, were race yellow. Interesting yellow. I think I like this one a little bit better than the race yellow. But it's definitely a cool spec. It's always nice to come back here. But like I was saying earlier, last time I was here, there was a Revent in there. His Chiron was here, which is yellow and blue. There was a CLK GTR right there. There's a CLK DTM right there. So it switches. I mean, generally with the Audrain, I'd say probably at least once a year they have one good exhibit. I was kind of surprised, because I knew that the Carrera GT was here. I didn't know what else exactly was here because I wanted to keep myself surprised, and boy, was I surprised. Insane stuff. So that pretty much covers the Audrain Museum. I'll look at this thing real quick again, because I know some people are gonna be like, oh, why'd you skip this? I didn't really skip it. I don't really know what this is. It said it right there. But there you go. There's that car. Without further ado, we're going to be on our way to the Newport Museum, which is a lot bigger than this. It has some new cars I haven't seen yet, and I'm very excited to go back. So let's go over there. All right, so in front of me, we have something I didn't think I'd ever get to see. I mean, granted, it's not the version I want to see, and I'll explain that in a second, or wanted to see. But before I show you what this car is, I was dropping Marshall off, because this is the public parking area. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to kind of drive through this lot, see if I see anything insane. dropped him off, went to go turn around, and then I see this at the corner of my eye. A Brabus Rocket 900 GTC in full carbon. Now, I mentioned that I didn't care for this version because I wanted to see the shooting brake version, like the hatchback one, but I mean, I don't care. Seeing this is insane. It has a Herb Chambers plate cover on it, so I'm assuming that this is his. But I didn't think you could get these in the US. Correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't. And this car was definitely not on my bingo card for today, but I'm not complaining. This thing is insane. So I think I'm gonna do a little bit more of a loop and kind of look around to see if there's anything else. But this is probably the craziest car in this parking lot right now. Well, here's another parking lot spot, a 300 SL. So we had the new version over there. Well, I mean, they didn't have Brabus back then, but the new SL over there, or new SL Roadster over there, and then you have the original just all the way off here by itself in the parking lot. I wouldn't have even known it was over here until I decided that I wanted to shoot to the back to see it. That's really cool. So let's move on and look around some more. All right, so we have just arrived at the Newport Car Museum, and the first thing we see out front is probably the best use for a Cybertruck, a billboard. And it's probably gonna stay there. It's a nice tax write-off billboard. But yeah, let's go inside and take a look around. I honestly don't know where to start. The Porsche section over there. You can kind of see a little 918 replica there. Oh, it's spinning. And speaking of spinning cars, there's a Countach right here. There's a P1, there's a 16.4, there's an XJ220. That's not real. And same thing with that over there. So we'll cover everything as we go. I think here's how I'm gonna cover this museum, because there are a lot of cars in here. I'm not gonna go over every single one. I'm gonna go over the stuff that just catches my eye. And I'm gonna start on the right wing, which is the Ford side. Then I'm gonna go to the left. Then I'm gonna go to the middle and cover everything in there. So one of the first things you see when you come in here are the two Ford GTs, but tucked away in the back, we have what I'm assuming is a real Cobra. So I mean, there's a recreation over there, but this one doesn't have recreation next to the plaque. Unless, I mean, there's the plaque if you guys want to pause it, but it, let's see, yeah, I think this is a real one. This isn't a recreation. They have it on the turntable spinning around. But the problem with these that I have is there's just so many replicas out there. It's like once you've seen one, you've seen them all. You could say that for a lot of cars, but that just takes the fun out of it when you see it all the time. Where compared to seeing cars that, I don't know, it's tricky. And that Daytona right there is not real. That's a recreation. I don't know the statistics on these, but I know that I think the only real one that's left is at the Simeone, which I have seen. I will go there eventually. It's just, I've been there probably 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. I don't know. I'll have to go there on one of their demo days and make a whole video on that. So this isn't real. That's real. That's a recreation. That's a GT500 KR, which is pretty cool within itself. I mean, you got all the Mustangs through here, GT350R, and you have a GT500 KR there as well. Now, I think one of the coolest cars in this Ford section, in this room, for me at least, has to be the Shelby Series 1 that's sitting over there. They're just super rare. I've only seen 2. That silver one is the first one I've seen. I want to talk about that before we go to the Ford GTs. It's just crazy. Now, you normally associate Shelby with Ford, but obviously they did partner, or they did tune with other brands back in the day. But this one in particular is really interesting because the engine that it uses is a GM engine, and it's a 4.7 liter, no, sorry, a 4 liter Oldsmobile Aurora engine. For the longest time, I thought these were LS powered because it kind of looks like a Corvette on the inside. There were a lot of GM parts that this thing uses, but it's just, this car kind of looks like a Cobra. like Cobra, a newer Cobra. Like if you take a look at that, and then we go over here and we take a look at this, it just looks like a newer Cobra. Very cool car. It's one of those, if you know, you know, extremely rare, and I just love seeing these. I hope I get to see more. Like I said, I've only seen 2. This was the first one I've seen. I've seen a blue one. That is a replica. I don't even want to cover that because that's the same case as those. Like when you see replicas, it kind of takes the fun out of it, you know? And then we're going to move on to the Ford GTs over here. We got a Doug DeMuro spec Ford GT. I think this was here last time, and I think that was here last time. There are some new stuff that I'll go see, but like I said, I'm going to cover the stuff that catches my eye, but can't go wrong with these. I hope to own one of these someday. I mean, hell, even if I could get my hands on a chassis and just build it from the ground up, that's something I'd want to do. But that's just future plans, and obviously that takes a lot of money and time and a shop, which I don't have either, but we're going to get there one day. One of these days I will have one of these, mark my words. And then you have the newer one, which is kind of the opposite color scheme. So this one's white with blue stripes. That's blue with white stripes. I think one of my favorite specs would have to be white with blue stripes. Because, I mean, just look at this. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's just me. Some people like blue with white, but just feel like it looks a lot better to me, quite personally. We're moving on to the 101 Corvette room. Honestly, there's really nothing interesting in here. I mean, that Grand Sport's cool, but again, a lot of things you'll notice in this museum is that that's a recreation, which is cool. I mean, I understand that you really can't own something like that and actually drive it, assuming he drives these, but I mean, it is a museum, so I wouldn't expect him to. Nothing really crazy in this room except for one car, which honestly is probably the coolest car in this whole museum. Probably the one with the most historical significance, I would definitely say. And it's staring right in front of me. It's the 2020 Little Tykes Coupe, man. This thing is just insane. So look at the specs on it. It's 2 or 4 foot powered. It's like insane power. I don't know what else to say. Craziest car here, hands down. So now we're on the left side of the wing, and honestly, I don't even want to. This isn't really my forte. These cars would be cool to own and drive, but just like to talk about them. It's like, I'm sure like one of these cars is worth like $1 million or something, but I'll just do a quick pan because I know people are gonna complain. Look, there's that car and that car and that car right there, and oh my God, that one, and look at that one. The coolest car over here is that ACR. It's probably a no-mile ACR, but I mean, other than that, nothing else really. I mean, we'll make our way over to the Porsche section, which is over there. It has the liquid metal silver 918, but that's as much as I'm going to cover over here. One of the things I noticed about the Porsche section since I was last here, I don't think it was this big. Like, I think this section right here, from like right here to down, was some sort of like storage thing. 'Cause I remember walking in here and walking through there like this. Like, this was definitely a hallway. That's why I was so disoriented when I came here. And there was just stuff here, and then this was the Porsche section. So from here on, I mean, I see why he did it, because he wanted to show off more of his cars. Because when I was here last, the P1 that I'm going to show you guys in a second wasn't here. It was just shoved in the back, so I guess he had to pick and choose. So this is like his whole collection on display now. Like, he's got a lot. Like, this is not his only GT2 RS. He's got another one down there. But I definitely like this. What is this, Viper Green? I don't know. Of course the blacks don't tell me what color these cars are. This could be Signal. It looks like Signal on the camera, but it is not Signal. So, I don't know. It's cool. There's a lot of the cars that are on the turntables here. Of course, you got a Carrera GT in a boring silver. I mean, we saw a yellow one today. That looked... I like it better than silver. Of course, there are some people who are like, oh, specs shouldn't matter, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. But I think this was at the Drain Museum last time. I don't remember seeing this. I mean, I'll have to go back in my photos and take a look, but I don't remember this being here either. And it's always nice seeing a 959 too, because I haven't seen one in, I think, at least a year, 2 years maybe. And I don't know if this is the Comfort or not. I mean, maybe it would say it on the plaque. Let me see. There's the plaque. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. It's not really outlined that well. We got a GT3 RS, I'm assuming this is Oslo Blue. Or maybe it could be Miami. Like, the way that the lighting is a little weird. I don't like it. Of course, you got the RS 4.0, definitely one of the best cars in this room. And here's the liquid metal silver 918. I was wondering what happened to, because it was over where the Senna was in there, and it's right here. Now, I'm pretty sure this paint alone cost like around $60,000 just for this paint. So this is liquid metal silver, and then there is liquid metal silver blue or something they call it, but I like this color. It is cool. Now, is it worth 60 grand? That's debatable, but when you're paying a lot of money for a car like this, maybe it's worth it. But if you look at that silver, it's a little, just looks like it's a little darker. It's like, oh yeah, it's tinted a little bit. I'm sure there's like more of a science to it, but I don't know. Speedster, tribute to Carrera RS, another GT2 RS, and probably the most underrated car in here, a 911 996 GT2. I don't know what these things go for. Like, it's got to be like a mid $100,000 car, like maybe 150, 170, whereas the other GT2s or GT2 RSs are more. So, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. 4.0 again, gorgeous car. And then we have a 917, and like I said, a lot of the theme with like the high dollar stuff in here. It's a replica. But I don't really know if you could get one of these. I think the people that are holding on to these are holding on to them. The real ones, in fact. So, I don't know. It's cool to see. That was pretty much the Porsche section, and I hate that car right there. I hate the bathtub. But that's something I'll talk about later. We got this boat over here. I don't even know how they fit it on the turntable. You got to watch out when you pass it, or else it'll clothesline you. So anyway, let's go to the center room. I was gonna say the 356 was the car I hated the most here, and that's a rant I'll get on to later. But I think it's gonna have to be this 250 GTO replica or rebody. So it is a real Ferrari. But the problem I have with this is whoever commissioned this to rebody it, they tore up a Lusso to do it. So honestly, I'd rather see the Lusso than this. I mean, I think I've seen like one or two real 250 GTOs, but the Lusso is just such a gorgeous car, and for them to tear it up, I don't know, doesn't sit right with me. But that's a replica. Same thing with that 722 SLR thing over there. That's a rebody, or that's actually a replica, not a real body, rebody. But now, yeah, there's Marshall. Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite rooms, honestly. We have the Senna and then the 16.4 in race mode. But I was talking to Sam. I'm like, they have this thing in race mode. Why don't they have this thing in race mode? I don't know. Maybe if you put it in race mode for too long, it ruins things. I don't know. But look at the flake on this. So it almost looks like chicane effect. But chicane effect is like a Nardo color with green flake. So I wonder, of course, it would be nice if the plaque said what color it had on there, but I guess that would be too easy. So I don't know. I mean, I know this one's Volcano Orange. It's Volcano Orange Course. So I gotta talk to Sam. This could be the one that I saw at McLaren Long Island. I think this was the second P1 I've ever seen. Again, I'll have to talk with him, but I'm pretty sure Volcano Orange Course. It's a 1 of 1. Maybe it'll say it on the plaque, maybe it won't. Who knows? and it doesn't. There's the plaque. We're gonna move on to the 16.4. So I mean, I guess I'm kind of sick of seeing like the black with the colored accents, because most of the 16.4s I've seen are like that. And I'm obviously more of a fan of like the facelift, because they changed the headlights and a couple other things. But I mean, the classic 16.4, can't go wrong. If I ever had the chance to buy one and the money, I'd definitely buy one. But unfortunately, if that day ever comes, they're gonna shoot up in value, because I think the only thing that's holding them back is the maintenance. Because if you know anything about Veyrons, 16.4s in general, the maintenance just sucks. Or I would say all Veyrons in general. That's why the Chirons have held their price and they're not like $1 million now. Anyway, here's the XJR, or not XJR. I was going to say XJR 15. Now it's an XJ220. As you can see, I'm just very, very tired. XJ220. I'm not sure if this SL is a repaint, but even if it is a repaint, that's still cool. Probably. I don't know. That's cool. We have the Green Hell Mango Magno GTR, second one of the day. SLR Roadster. SLS AMG. And SL again. I could have seen the real one. There was an event going on in New York for the AMG one, but you had to have some sort of invitation, and I didn't want to drive 2 hours just to get turned away. So, yeah, there you go. Recreation. That pretty much covers everything in here. I skimmed over it because I didn't want it to be like really, really long. I mean, you can see Murcielago, Aventador. So, I think the next stop, I don't know what the next stop is. You guys will see. So, we're going to leave and go to wherever we're going next. So, a very painful 3 hours later. Now we're in Greenwich, and man, the drive was awful. Norwalk sucked. Stamford sucked. It added like an overall time of 1 hour and 20 minutes onto what should have just been a 2-hour drive instead of like 3.5 hour. It was painful, but pretty much we did a lap of McLaren. We're at Ferrari now. We're gonna go to the old Alfa Romeo building because there's a gull wing in there. Take a look at that. Take a look at under the new Alfa Romeo building. Look around. Hopefully we can see something new other than the gull wing, because we know to expect that. So there's the 300 SL. Similar to the one that we saw today, but this one's a coupe, and the other one is a roadster. This marks SL number 7 for today, or the original SL, which I think that's a record for me, seeing 7 SLs in a day. Anyway, let's go check out some of the other dealers and see if we can find anything cool. So nothing new in Pagani, just have the DK Engineering C12S, Benny Kyle's old Wyra, Gemini Uno, and then the Wyra R. So all stuff that we've seen. And then down here, the new in there. Oh, I'm pretty sure the the blue and chrome Veyron is still in there. That's been down there for over a year at this point. So, shocker. And then we just got to go to the Bugatti showroom and see if anything's changed. Even though I've seen this thing a bunch, it's still cool to see. I forgot it's a new Devo for Sam. Or not Devo. Oh my, Bo lead. I am like running on low. And then over here is the blue exposed carbon Chiron. Both of these were in a video. I don't know when they're going to go up. Who knows? But I did videotape those. Now, there was a 177 that was running around. That was like a Tiffany blue color. I don't know where they put it. So, yeah, I don't think it's here. But in the Bentley showroom, there's a Apollo Evo, which I've covered a bunch of times. I'm going to check out Lamborghini, Porsche, and then we have another dealer to go to after that. Nothing new at Lambo. I mean, there is an interesting matte green Urus. I'm only mentioning it because I've never seen that color. Sam confirmed that it was matte. The best way that I like to see if a car is painted, whether it be matte or whatever, look at the hinges for the hood. because 9 times out of 10 you can see them. If you see them, they're going to be the original color or like the original finish. I nailed the curb. Nice. But yeah, so I just wanted to see, because I mean, if it was stealth wrapped, okay, but if it's paint, it's really a different story. I feel like it's cooler. We're gonna go to Porsche next. Oh, I thought that was it. I thought that convertible right there was a sport classic. So, seen at Porsche. So, on to the next place. So we're currently at the final location for today, and a very, very special car is outside. There was like a 50-50 chance it was going to be outside. Thankfully, it is. It is called the... So the car is called the F12 SP America. It's a 101, and it's owned by the Wegmans, out of all people. I guess they're like really big Ferrari clients, but it's over there. Now, this is as far as I'm going to go, because as you can see, there's a security guard over there in the RAV4. I have seen this car a couple times. I've never filmed it on YouTube, but just seeing this outside is insane. Like a one-off Ferrari just chilling out here. World Ferrari always has crazy stuff, so I guess I'm surprised but not surprised. But anyway, that brings us to the end of this video. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing, so it would mean a lot to me. Click the like button and turn on the bell notification so you never miss another one of my videos again. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks again for watching.